¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Hello, hello. I'm Yesy Rodriguez. Another amazing episode of Hoy en Día TV on this beautiful Thursday. Yes. Thank you all for tuning in. Gracias por su apoyo and for being here with us today. I have my co-host, Manny Morales. Manny, welcome to the stage.
Bendiciones, bendiciones, mi gente, ¿cómo estamos? How's everybody doing? Nice Thursday evening. Shout out
Yes.
to my people in Florida. Hope everybody's doing fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
I slept through it.
Really? You sound like a baby?
Yeah, I didn't hear no wind, none of that. I woke up this morning, the air conditioner was still on. I was like, yes.
That's good. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I made sure I parked my car high though, just in case. Because the start of my street, I live in like a cul-de-sac. It's a dead end. It's not a
Okay.
cul-de-sac. It's like a dead end. It just ends at the end. Um, at the beginning of it, there's where the sewer is. It kind of floods sometimes, but I don't live on the corner. I live right next to the corner. If that makes sense, I don't know. Does it make sense? But yeah, yeah,
So you're almost at the corner.
right, right. I'm the second house on the corner, so I'm
Okay.
just making sure. But yeah, not a lot of people here in Jacksonville lost power. It was more in Tampa. Tampa got hit hard. Prayers to the people out there.
Oh man, I'm
Tampa
so
got
sorry
hit
to
up
hear that.
hard. Um, there's people still without power. There was people in shelters. If they didn't evacuate to a different state, they went to a shelter. So I know some people in a group chat that I'm in for a model for that actually for the show in Orlando in November. There's some people that we're talking about they were in shelters and stuff like that. So thankfully they didn't. They're okay. But
I
yeah,
am so sorry to hear that. Oh my god. But I'm glad that they're okay, like you said. That's what matters.
hmm yeah. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
hopefully Orlando's not bad because we have that rehearsal Saturday. Um, we have to drive. It's an in-person rehearsal. So the fashion show is in Orlando, and I'm in Jacksonville, so that's like almost 3 hours away. And we
How
have
far? I didn't realize it was that far.
it's like two and some change. It just depends on where you go in Orlando, but it's probably like two and some change. Three if you run into traffic. Um, pero they didn't cancel. No cancelaron el rehearsal, so we still have to go Saturday. So me and a couple of models here had a brain freeze. We rented a mini bomb, a minivan, soccer mom van. But
When you said Yvonne.
yeah, I mixed it together. But I mean, it was the easiest to, everybody get some room. There's about five of us that are going, so of course I have to drive. But it's cool because my father used to drive trucks, and I enjoy driving sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
And this is happening this weekend, you said?
Saturday actually.
Nice. Okay.
So I will be in Orlando rehearsing for the fashion show, and it's gonna be amazing. Like I'm walking for two different designers, and one of them is called After Hours. I'm gonna get them on. Cool, that's awesome. Um, I'm actually going to get him on our schedule because he has some really nice gear.
Uh-huh.
But he is putting me in a shirt. I'm not going to divulge what shirt it is because we haven't done the show. But the the look that he had for me, I can't really say on air yet because the fashion show hasn't gotten here yet. But um, yeah, like I'm gonna embody that whole character and it's gonna be awesome on the runway. So yeah,
Talking
I'm
about
making sure.
the runway,
Yeah, huh? Go ahead.
talking about the runway, you mentioned to me earlier that you have some things in the works regarding clothing and designs,
Oh yeah,
etc.
yeah. So years ago, back in 2012,
Okay.
2011, I had this idea for a clothing line because tú sabes como que los latinos we don't have no tenemos no propio clothing line.
Mhm.
línea de ropa. So I was like, I want to create a clothing line for us, and I'm not trying to be discriminative, but the Americans have their brand and their style, and the African Americans have their brand and their style, and we
Right.
we kind of gravitate to either or. But I wanted to create, my own style for us Latinos, so that way we could be proud of what we wear. So, um, yeah, once I trademark everything, then I'll be able to divulge more. But yeah, sometime next year, um, I'm my goal is to get it into the fashion show in August next year. So hopefully, if
And you
everything
will.
works, yes, if everything works out. This is actually one of the shirts that I made today. It says "Pa que lo sepa," and then it has it's over here, my little logo right there. So,
Que lo sepa, huepa.
but it's just a prototype. I wanted to see what it was going to look like, but I need to make the letters bigger so people could understand what it means or what it says because it's like graffiti writing. So it was just a prototype. Plus, I wanted to do something with this yellow shirt because I have a pair of yellow, blue, and red Air Maxes that I bought for a T-shirt, specifically for a T-shirt, and I don't wear that T-shirt anymore because it was with the when I was a brand ambassador for that clothing line at one time. It
Uh-huh,
didn't
uh-huh.
work out. But I still had the shoes, so I was like, I need something to wear with them because I don't have anything yellow. So I went out and bought a yellow shirt. So I had to wear it today.
Okay, it's all
So
good. And so
yeah,
there's a couple things in listening to you talk, Manny, that you share without even probably realizing that you shared. Food for thought. Two things.
okay,
First, you mentioned the clothing line that didn't work out. Crap happens, right? Shit
right,
happens.
of course,
And things don't always work out. And so with that in mind, reminding people that if you have a vision or something that you want to do it. But just be mindful that it's okay for like this clothing line example that you just shared a few moments ago, not necessarily yours, but whomever it was it belonged to, they realized at that point that maybe it was time to put a stop to it. And that's
right,
okay. Because sometimes we have to put a stop to it. We have to gather our thoughts,
right,
see what went wrong, and then continue to pursue if this is truly your passion,
right,
right? To continue to
exactly,
pursue in a better level headedness,
hmm
as I call it.
right,
Two, the other thing you said is regarding your trademarking and putting yourself out there. So you have this vision and
hmm
you know the value of it and it'll come into fruition for sure
right,
because you believe in it and that's
right,
important. And that's what I want to remind people. When you have a thought or mind, even if you don't see it yet coming into fruition, but you
mhm,
know it can, continue to feel that positive feeling because it will come into fruition. It's that the mindset of manifestation. When you manifest something, it comes to life.
right, of course,
So those are two things that I got from listening to you talking in just those few moments and
hmm
sharing what you've shared.
right. Well, thank you.
Because a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people, they're stuck in the negative and they're like, ¿por qué? Esto pasó y esto pasó. Okay, saca eso de la mente, let it
Mhm,
go. Cosas pasan, esa es la vida.
mhm.
Nothing is perfect, as we know. So how do we positively move forward? ¿Cómo vas a seguir por delante positivamente? Because it starts up here. If you don't think of it up here, then yeah, you're going to dwell in negativity, cosas pasan, etc., etc. Y que you pass years and years without living your vision, your purpose, etc.
Right.
Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, that's why, eso porque me cogió tanto tiempo para realizar que, la visión de la línea de ropa, because I had people that were negative in my life and they were like, no, I don't think that's going to work for you. You should just stick to your day job because it's secure and it's a guaranteed paycheck. But cuando tú tienes algo que te come la mente, that it's a nagging feeling that you can't let go. You have to pursue it till either you realize that it's not for you, or it comes to fruition and you're successful. So I never gave up on the clothing line. I just had to get that positive energy for myself. Um, because if you don't believe in it, nadie va a creer en ti tampoco, or your vision. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna believe in you if you can't believe in yourself. So tiene que empezar primeramente en ti, because if you don't believe in what you're trying to accomplish, it's never gonna come true. So I
Ab-
had to believe in that for myself. And a lot of things that are happening in my life now is kind of helping me in that road, with the recording of the trailer for my book, and then my book in general, it's doing pretty good. Um, it's not I don't want to say it's not where I want it to be, because it's not, but I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let that stop me from, I have a lot of people that believe in me now, and they're working on trying to help push the book, and everything that I'm doing, because and when they push me, I push them, and everybody's moves together. You know what I'm saying? So I had to let go of a lot of people that I thought were um, in my life for to help, and
Mhm.
they were just holding me back. So I had to let go of a lot of people, unfortunately.
And I'm glad you shared that because that is a task that muchos they find it difficult, difícil para hacer. Because
Right.
it's so comfortable, so familiar. Oh, yo sé fulano de tal, y yo lo conozco, y esto y lo otro, and they find it really difficult to let those people go, but not realizing this is another food for thought for people, para que piensen que muchas veces when you're elevating, cuando estás elevando en tu futuro, en tu carrera, when you're elevating in your purpose, God, if you believe in God or even the universe, what have you, there it's going to be inevitable que mucha gente they're going to fall off
Right.
because you're really elevating the purpose. It's not a bad thing or not saying negative anything about them, but it's saying that you're elevating to a situation where they can't come with you.
Right.
Unless
Hmm.
they're in that same mindset and vision, then they may be able to come with you. But a
Right.
9 times out of 10, that's not the case. And so
Hmm.
that'll give you an opportunity to meet new people that are in your mindset, in your mind frame to grow and continue to elevate. Because a lot of times what happens is Manny mentioned a few moments ago when he first started saying what he was saying about people that were negative in his life. If you keep that negativity, that negative energy, what's going to happen? You're going to continue to manifest and manifest. And then you're going to find yourself looking around saying, wow, I'm in the same place at the same time like I was last year and the year before and the year before. Why? Because you haven't changed up here. Tienes que cambiar la mentalidad de lo que quieres hacer. Y
Hmm.
sé que es difícil. I know it's hard. But if you want something different, it's that old saying, if you continue to do what you have, you'll continue to receive what you have received
Hmm.
until you change aquí
Right.
and change the people around you because around you is
Hmm.
also a part of who you are as well.
Right. Right.
So and I know it's hard. It's a difficult, really, really difficult task to do. But as we grow and we elevate, and people that want to truly find their purpose, right?
Hmm.
They this is something that they're going to find. Yes, it's challenging, but they're going to also find rewarding because once they look at themselves and say, "Wow, where I was last year is not the same as where I'm in this year. I'm in a better and greater place." Why? Because one, I shed that negative energy that wasn't supposed to be there, those
Right.
individuals that wasn't supposed to be there, and now I'm in a positive place where I can continue to grow and elevate, and now I can provide and give out to the community in a positive way.
Exactly. Es difícil cambiar la mente de algo seguro como un paycheck. Es difícil
Sí.
porque, I mean, it's a secure paycheck. You just have to go to work and do what you have to do and then come home. Pero hacer un entrepreneur es difícil cambiarle la mentalidad y después seguir con positividad. Tú sabes, it's like
Mhm.
it's difficult. It's difficult to stay positive, pero con práctica, and you just trust the process, and just follow your heart and follow your dreams. Because if you don't, you're always going to wonder what if, and this could have happened, and that could have happened. So that's what I'm
Absolutely.
doing now. It's difficult. It's difficult to leave this job that I hate. Porque mucha gente no le gustan el trabajo de ellos. They go
Oh,
because it's a
see?
secure paycheck and they got the bills that they got to pay. Pero um, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Like I hate this job. I hate it. And it's like when I'm here and I'm home and I'm in my office and I'm doing stuff, it's like it comes natural and I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Waking
Mm-hmm.
up at 4 o'clock in the morning, not so much, unless I have to catch a flight or something. But yeah, it's really difficult. But it could be done. It could be done. I mean, look at you. You're a full time entrepreneur. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and how did you do it? Like, give us some insight. Those of us that are scared to leave our job. I'm not scared, but um, as of right now, I need my job. But how did because I know you were a child act model and stuff like that, so that had some to do with it. But like, as far as like the mindset that you have, how did you do
I will say this: your gut and you, pretty much your gut and God. If for those that believe in God, or even if you don't believe in God, your gut, trust your gut.
it? Hmm.
You'll feel that feeling when you know it's time to move forward. It that time comes different for everyone. It
Okay.
comes different for everyone. Don't rush it because you have to be ready for it. Or we have those risk takers that are really willing to risk it all and say, fuck it, I'm going to risk it all, which is fine and that's okay.
Right.
But sometimes what happens is like me starting my career age 11 and 14 with modeling and acting. It was not an easy journey. Throughout high school, I was blessed because I was able to be part of Strive Media Institute, like I shared in past episodes.
Hmm.
That really helped me grow and it flourish into more of the broadcasting, journalism, TV, film, etc. Right, get that experience. But from there, after that, my personal life was a little rocky because I had to find myself. I had to find who I was, who I wanted to become. It was a transition between, okay, now you graduated high school. What are you going to do next?
Right.
And I knew that I wanted to continue my career as an actor and model, etc. But at that time, I wasn't quite making the J Lo and Beyonce money yet, right? And even to this day, I'm praying to God that one day I'll make that J Lo and Beyonce money.
Right.
But nevertheless, it's coming.
Right.
But I say that to say that it's going to take time. It takes time, hard work, determination. It's going to be sleepless nights. Even when I pursued my master's, 2 master's degrees that I pursued, I only got on average while I was doing my master's program an hour and a half to 2 hours of sleep a night.
Wow.
It was tough. It was tough. So I say that to say that anything that you want that you feel is rewarding or positive in your life, it is not going to come easy.
Right.
Tienes que trabajar. Va a ser difícil. Because it's that old saying, good things don't come easy. If something comes good or something comes too easy to you, I would ask you to question, ¿por qué esto vino tan fácil? Why
Hmm.
did it come so easy? Because typically 9 times out of 10, good things that you want, you have to work for it.
Right.
Unless on the other, let's flip that coin. On the other side, if you worked hard enough, like I have, I worked hard enough years and years, started my career at age 11. Now I'm approaching. I don't want to say my age too much. I'm
Almost.
in my late
Got it.
30s, right?
Oh, got it out of her. Almost.
Late 30s, right? And so I've worked hard enough where you can go on Google, you can find me, etc., to say, hey, now it's going to come easy. It should come easy to me because I put my hard work, grind, determination, sweat, blood, and tears into what I
Mhm.
do.
Right.
But it takes hard work, is the bottom line of what I'm trying to say.
Right. I get it.
So
I got it.
everybody's journey is different. And to answer your question, Manny, and my suggestion is again, trust your gut. You know when it's time. You know what you need to do from either a financial perspective, what goals you have, what responsibilities you have,
Mm,
anything that you can think of. You know, I don't know. The next person doesn't know. I mean, obviously, yeah, we'll know if you tell us, but personally, you know, on the inside, is it time? It's kind of like, let me take it, let me take peel the onion a little bit. Let me correlate it to like a bad relationship. I don't
mm-hmm.
know if y'all ever experienced a bad relationship, but when you ever experienced a bad relationship and your gut is telling you, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. What are you gonna do? Trust that gut feeling. And trust me, I've had my share of not so pleasant relationships
Right.
in the past. And
Mm-hmm.
so I trusted that gut feeling to say it's time to move forward.
Right. Right.
So that is my suggestion and my food for thought for you all is you are going to know when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to continue to swim in the situation where you feel comfortable, that's fine. That's your prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you know and feel that you have a purpose in this life, it's time to step out the box and move forward because you have to make that action possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to come to you. You have to make it possible.
Yeah.
You can pray all day, but what happens with prayer? God's going to give you things to think about, right? But you have to. It requires action.
Right.
You
Right.
have to act on it. You can't just pray and say, "Okay, let me sit down and let God do all the work." No, 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 no. That's not how it works. You have to put action in what you are praying for.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't do that. I found in listening to enough people that pray to God, that's what I've realized. And I'm not judging them. So please let me put that disclaimer out. I'm not judging you, but I'm just putting this in your mind as of right now. If you're listening to me talking at this very moment, that prayer without action is just a dormant prayer.
Right. I agree.
So, yeah,
Definitely agree.
that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with the relationship situation. That's what brought me to Florida. Like I had this gut feeling, and I just said you have to go. Like you have to get away from the situation, and just the thought, hey, go to Florida, because I knew my company had a site out here, so I was like, hey, go out there, or and I called one of the temp companies, and I was like, do you have anything out of state? And it was either Seattle or Florida, so they sent me here.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
would you agree that with that, because your gut told you that it was time to go and transition, it has been one of the best moves of your life?
Yes, yes. It was scary at first because I was in Virginia for a long time, since I was 13. I was scared to move because I didn't know anything else, and I was like most people in my comfort zone, and I
Hmm.
just didn't want to rip the blanket off and keep going. So the relationship that I had forced me to move out of Virginia, and come here, which was the best thing that ever happened because now, you know, I published my book. I was author of the year for Enterprise, 180 Life Enterprise magazine. I doing the thing with the making the trailer for the book so I could start the series.
Hmm.
Just amazing things, coming down, and it's a lot of hard work, especially when you're alone. Like if I had somebody here that was able to support me, then I would leave my job and become 100% entrepreneur because I know I could do it. But
Right.
it's just me, and it's like the bill collectors aren't going to be like, oh, you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Okay, we don't pay that bill right now. We'll just wait till you get your money. No, they're not saying that. So it's like to be able to support myself, I have to keep this job, and it's like double work. But I feel like it's preparing me to become an entrepreneur because being an entrepreneur is a 24-hour a day job. It's not 9 to 5, or 4 to 6. I mean, 4 to 2:30. Um, So, I need to have that type of mentality to um, be able to, accomplish what I'm trying to do. So, especially filmmaking and stuff like that. So, because even though I want, sponsors to help me with um, the series, I definitely am going to be a full part of it. Like I'm going to be there every day, um, making sure that the story is told correctly. So, and then I got the second book coming, and then I have the comic book novel coming, and it's a lot of things going on. You know, so we can't hear you. Your volume is gone. Where's your volume? Yeah, I can't hear you.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
There you go. I can hear you now.
Yay. But that's the difference, though.
Right.
Although, like you said, you feel like you're working double, and I get it, and it's going to feel like that. But the thing about this is that you are pushing forward. You're not taking no for an answer. You're not using excuses, and that's what separates you from the majority of others who decide to say, you know what, this is too hard. This
Right.
is not easy, and it's not going to be easy. You are a prime example of showing that it is not easy.
At all. There's
It,
times where people give you a no, or you get rejected, and you're like, "Well, fuck you then." You know what I'm saying? You want to get an attitude, but it's like, why get an attitude? Just keep pushing because somebody's gonna say yes. You know, you have to. Tiene que cambiar la mentalidad de ese. Because if you just get an attitude every time somebody tells you no, or you get a door slammed in your face, you're not going to get anywhere because you're going to be like, well, you know what? F this. I'm done. I'm not going to keep going no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I have to calm myself down. I want to.
I'm glad you said that too, Manny, because that's an opportunity right there. I see that as an opportunity for someone to ask, okay, well, if it's a no this time, what can I do different? What
Right.
would have, like, if let's say if, you and I are trying to do negotiation of whatever store, and you say no, my question to you would be, okay, sir, Mr. Morales, what would have caused you to say yes? What do I need to do different in my
Right.
approach to you? How do I need to improve in my approach to you? These
Hmm.
are food for thoughts that people should be thinking. No is not necessarily saying that's the end of the road, but it's saying, it's an opportunity for me to grow and flourish into a better person of
Right.
myself in whatever capacity it is I'm trying to build. So let me ask the right questions. Ask, okay, what could I have done differently? What would have caused you to say yes? What would you have wanted to see, or what do you expect,
Right.
etc.? Because again, this is information that you would need to know. If you just walk away empty-handed with no answers, then you're going to be, if when you try again, you're not going to know what to improve on because you didn't ask the right
Right.
questions.
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like it's constructive criticism because this person is looking at what you're presenting to them in an unbiased, you know, way because they don't know you, and they just want to see what you have to offer. And if it's something about you and not the product that you're presenting to them, then they're going to tell you, and either you're going to change that thing or you're going to get upset and be like, well, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm gonna try somewhere else, and you're just gonna keep getting the same answer every time you go, to somewhere. Yeah. So
That's right.
I guess that's definitely um, those no's are definitely a learning experience. Um, so you know,
Absolutely. Awesome. So I actually have a recently crowned, well, let's see, we have an individual, we have a guest on our show. I've
awesome.
been networking and correlating. I know our original individual or guest that we had, other circumstances came about, and it's okay. It happens, and they weren't able to join us.
All right.
However, we do have an opportunity for Miss Jacqueline Sasha to join us, and she is a model who's going to tell us a little bit more about who she is and what she does. And this is an opportunity for us to allow for Oyandia to spotlight models who are working, growing, etc. in their fields. So, what do you think about that, Manny? That's
I love
pretty
I love it.
niche, right? All right, so let's bring on Jacqueline Sasha. Welcome to Hoy en Día
Hey,
TV.
Hi, hello.
bendiciones, ¿cómo está? How are
Hey,
you?
how are
I'm,
you?
it's exciting to be on here.
Thank you. We're excited to have you.
Yes.
So tell
Um,
us, who is Jacqueline Sasha Destiny? What's the last name?
Yeah,
Ja-
Morgan?
Jacqueline Sasha, that's the name I'm Brian. I'm a
Mom.
prof-
Okay.
I'm an international model also. Um,
Congratulations.
I'm still in school. I'm in high school, but I'm also taking college classes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot for me right now, but I know I can do it. So I'm taking time by time, like being able to get my work done, and still being able to have my career with me too.
Right. That's awesome. So where have you been for the viewers that are your age and they're like, well, I can never go to these places. Where have you been internationally so far in
Um,
your career?
I've mostly been where all the hubs of fashion, where all the top fashion shows are, like LA, Brooklyn, New York, LA, New York, Miami, Atlanta, and all the other high areas. Sorry, I've been so. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I've been everywhere here lately. I can't
Oh,
even
you're good. Don't
remember.
worry.
I've been everywhere here lately.
Okay, awesome. And so with your modeling, so you said you're still in high school and you are growing as a career with your career in modeling. So what initially motivated you to become a model or get into this industry, especially at such an early age? Did you have a positive influence in your life that motivated you, or was it something that always really sparked your interest?
Um, Really, it was an inspiration of wanting to become someone big, like someone like, famous all over. Like I had that dream to want to become a therapist at a young age. At 5 years old, I had a dream to want to become someone. So me thinking I'm going to become a therapist, which I still can, I know. Me thinking I want to become a therapist, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to become a therapist. I would tell my parents, I'm like, I would big essay what I wanted to do at 5 years old. Mind you, I'm five. I'm still thinking, okay, I'm gonna go to college because I see other college students because at that time, Virginia, Richmond, and so they used to wear. My mom used to make us like stop and like see the colleges and like because she always had that mindset of having us, my little sisters, and us. We would love like talking about college, like wanting to go to college, wanting to be a businesswoman, wanting to like do something with our life that was positive because there was just a lot of negativity going on in my childhood that I wasn't even paying attention to it, that I had so much faith in myself that I was going to become someone great. And not only that, at an early age I actually was diagnosed with deaf, hard of hearing, so it was kind of hard for me to have confidence in myself right now, and I'm
Hmm.
still going through a struggle without me having them on, but I'm fighting so I can stay focused in everything I'm doing right now.
Cool. That is awesome. Well,
Wow.
awesome at the same time. Yeah.
Yes. So you're known as Jacqueline Queen, the Teen Queen, right?
Yeah.
And so you just mentioned that you were diagnosed with hard of hearing, right? Am I so how when you first received that diagnosis, how did that make you feel, and how did you turn that diagnosis into a positive spin as you're dealing with today? Because now you're an amazing model, you're still growing in your career. And the reason why I'm asking this question is because a lot of times a lot of people need that boost of energy and motivation to help them feel positive about themselves, especially when they hear something like that.
Well, at the time, I didn't want to accept it. Like, I did not want to accept it. Plus, I was in kindergarten as that, so I'm first starting off at school. And me just finding out, like, I was already having trouble trying to with my other peers that was already in my class. So that even made it harder because I'm like, oh, what if they don't what if they don't acknowledge me the same way as they did before? Like, what if my teachers are like more mean? I was so like scared. Like I never been so scared like that. So I had to accept it. But what made me accept it was my mom like putting like, saying positive things like, okay, there's another model, like another famous model on Next Top America, like model America Next Top Model. And even he had a disability and he was DHH hard of hearing. And that made me want to go like, oh, wow, really? So like, and then I had to do speech and like I had a deaf hard of hearing teacher and like a speech teacher at the same time. And they were telling me that I wasn't by myself. And then like I met peers that even had hard time speaking and that made me not feel like so by myself. But like as time went on, it kind of did mess with my mental health at one point because I honestly could not accept and couldn't believe that I really had this, and others did kind of look at me different. They judged me a lot, but sometimes I did let that feed, but I let that feed into me so much that I was at the point, but then like for some odd reason, I was like, but what about when I said that I went to go to college? So I'm like, if I gotta go to college, I mean, deaf people, hard of hearing people can still go to college. So I'm,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. I have to go to college. I have to become that therapist at that point. So I'm like, okay, I can't give up right now. It's too late. It's like I can't give up. That was my mind. And I'm like still saying, I'm going to be big one day. I'm going to make a lot of money one day. Like that's my little self. I'm still going. I'm going to go to college. I'm gonna be a college girl. And my little sisters are like, yeah, come on, you can do it. You can do it. So I'm like, you really think so? They're like, yeah, go ahead, do it. And so by then, like that really encouraged me because I still like had that part of me that wanted to keep going, even though like it may not be like you have to think of it like this. You may not have much or you may not have little, but you have to find that one thing that makes you happy and for you
Mm-hmm.
to continue and to be you are.
That's awesome.
So that inspired to become who I am. But it was like very shocking that I was going to become a model because it was like what? And then I then like when I moved from because I used to live in Richmond and when I moved here in North Carolina in Jacksonville, North Carolina, I was pretty oddly because everyone started asking like, "Why do you walk like that?" or "How come you move that? Why are you dressed like that?" I started getting judge comments and about like the way I walk, the way I talk. It was just weird, but
Hmm.
at that moment, I didn't know how you like this is me. I think I'm walking regular. Like I think
Right.
the way I walk is regular. Meanwhile, everyone's like, you walk very unique. Wow, you should be a model and everything else. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about modeling. And like I love the fashion and everything else, but I was like, I don't know nothing about this. This is not I don't know about that person. I don't know about that. And then when I got to church, there was a fashion designer and her name was um, Michelle. God, I'm sorry,
Windows.
Michelle.
Collins window.
Col- Col-
Collins
Collins
window.
Windows. So
Ah,
Michelle Collins Windows.
MCW.
MCW original.
ah.
That's what I met her. I met her at the church. I wasn't there, but my mom was. So she was like, "I'm doing this fashion," and my mom was like, "Okay," and she was like, do your daughter like modeling?" And she was like, I don't know, but I'm gonna see if she's going to say yes before I like put her in the runway or in the runway because I don't know if she's comfortable. So I'm
Right.
like, she says, okay, okay. And then the next day, I went to the casting. Like, I was excited. I was extremely nervous. Like, I was like, I don't know nothing about this, but I can like I have lots of confidence. Like that was the main day, one day I've ever had confidence in myself. Because I don't always have confidence in myself and I'm building that as the
Mhm.
time like when I become a young adult or when I do get older, I'm still building that. But when I started that casting, I started walking and the lady that I've taught like that was telling me like, hey, look, you have a strong walk. Like, I never seen anyone walk just like you. And I was like, really? She was like, yes, just keep going, don't stop. And so like next day, I go to school. I knew I'm excited. Like I'm so excited. I don't even know if I actually at that moment I didn't know if I was in the show or not. But I told the whole middle school. I was like, I'm gonna have fashion show. I told everyone. And of course, no one believed. I was like, as usual, because the same I told was the same ones that was bullying me. So I'm like, okay, well, if you don't believe me, we'll check my social media the next day. Mind you, the next day goes by, there's a whole big fashion, whole new world. It was like a whole world of activity that I've never expected to even be in because I had low self esteem at that point. So it was like, and so like, being here, being now it's like I want to keep going because I know that there's more that I can seek. I know that there's more that I can learn about and learning how to accept me for who I am and learning that I have a disability and that I can say yes, I have a disability and I'm not afraid to speak about it. So it was a wonderful experience of being in it.
The first walk was
And
on
then my
Getty.
first walk was on Getty. And I was like, what? That's the celebrities in. So am I still a celebrity? Like, because like
That's amazing.
I saw all my favorite celebrities on Getty. So my mom shows me it. She's like, yeah, you're on Getty. And I'm like, no way, Mom, you're joking. So I'm like, I look at the Getty and I'm like, okay, so what is Getty? Like, is that like where celebrities are? Me still being curious. So like I'm looking through all these celebrities. I see Lady Gaga, all the fashion, even Rihanna, like all the top people on there. And I'm looking at myself. I'm like, oh my God, there goes me. And I'm just like I did not believe it. Like I saw like it was like there was another part of me. Like every time I'm on the runway, there's like a different part of me that comes out. Like someone that I can like it was like a part of me that can finally be accepted because I
Mhm.
accepted nowhere else but the runway and everything that's related to like high fashion. That's who I felt like that was me. And I was like, I can't believe that that's actually me. So every time I look at my photo shoots, I'm like, God, that's really me. It's like I'm looking at someone else like saying that's me. Like, wow, that's me. It's crazy though, but I thank God for everything that He have done for me though.
Of course. That's amazing. Shout out to mom in the background. Shout out to mom in the background. I can hear her. But
Manny, you read my mind. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, "Whoo, your mom is so
yeah,
dope." So
yeah,
shout out to mom for being
there's
supportive.
yes, because there's not a lot of teens these days that have that type of support. Um,
Hmm.
I know that there are jealous moms out there, like they see their daughters doing successful, and why is she successful and I wasn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, but just
My
to have that
on
support.
the camera. There'd be times where I'm like trying to say, "Mom, get in the photo." She's like, I want to say behind the camera. It's like she's rather hide from. She'd rather be like near the camera than be
Uh,
like literally taking pictures with me. It's like I'd be like on the camera, like I'm on the camera, I'm on the phone. Like I'm like, no, come take a photo with me. It's like, oh goodness.
yeah, that's just amazing
My
to
brother
have
is.
that.
I also model with my brother. He's an upcoming model. He's becoming like very good at modeling right now.
Okay.
So hi, love you too. Um, but that it was crazy. But I'm learning new things every day. Like especially like learning. Not only do I have a disability, but I'm not just walking for myself. I'm walking for people that have disabilities and can't speak up for themselves. So I am an advocate for the people of deaf, hard of hearing, and
Awesome.
other disabilities.
Right. I love it. Like,
It's beautiful.
right.
Thank
Like we not too long ago we had a gentleman on here and he had autism. And most of the time when people think of autism, they think about children that can't do anything. And
you.
this guy, he was fighting the Supreme Courts
Yeah.
and the government to try to get
Hi, Miss Alma.
Laws reversed. Like it's crazy. It's amazing how just y'all individuals that have the disabilities have that fight in y'all, and
And
it's amazing to see.
right. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're good.
not
This is
only
about you. This show is about you today.
okay.
That's right, Jacqueline.
Well, I'm not one that has a disability in my family. My older brother Emmanuel has autism, which I was like not aware of until like mom and him told me himself, and like I have like a business, and it's Amazing Flames, and you Amazing Flames, that's what it's called, and we do a lot of candles, smell goods, soaps,
Ooh, okay.
that has like that makes your house smell good, like whatever you like, want to like smell good, we got it, like candles, we got it, everything, we got it. It's on Facebook, but the main thing that why we do this is because not only am I have a disability, but thank you, not only am I have a disability, um my god brother, he has autism too, and my best friend Kathy, she also has a disability of autism too. So it's like we all came together to make this group, to make this business, and it's just fun to see us like four working together because you don't always see that every day.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Especially at a young age. Like most of the time, people that have ideas let it sit for years, and then they're like, "Oh, I need to go ahead and do something because I
Right,
can't just let this idea sit." But y'all, younger generation, there's some good and some bad, y'all, and I just admire the good ones because y'all have that drive and that tenacity to want to be successful. And I'm
right,
not saying that the bad ones don't, but they just the way that their lives are and the people that they have in their lives that support
right,
them or show them how to live life are not doing it the right way, you know?
Right.
And it's sad because they have to deal with those people that are their mentors,
right,
mom and pop and stuff like that, that are teaching them wrong ways, and it's sad, that a lot of the youth are being imprisoned, and it's just the society that they live in, and it's the people that they have around them.
right,
And it's just amazing that you have that support system that most people don't have, and you're actually taking advantage of it. There's people that have that support system and they're like, oh, mom's going to do everything for me, so I don't really have to do anything. But
right.
you have that drive, and I just admire that. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So, Miss Jacqueline Queen, I do have a follow-up question for you with regards to all that you shared and just what you've experienced, especially the love and support from your mom and your supporters. For those individuals who are listening in who may have a similar experience or who may have a similar diagnosis, what words of encouragement would you share with them that can help them think positive about this type of diagnosis so that they can pursue their dreams similar to what you are doing today?
Okay, so my thought and what you've just said, really is like think about your future. Think about what kind of house you want to live in.
Mhm.
What kind how much would you rather live in? Like what you like what is your biggest dream? Think
Mhm.
of your biggest dream and wake up in the morning and say, okay, I can do this. No matter what's going on, I can do this. Like, let's do this, God. I can do this. Like, have faith in yourself, even though you're at your lowest moment. And mind you, I can understand that because I have been at my lowest moments.
All right.
And sometimes you gotta think about it. Like, even though at your lowest moments, there's like, okay, I want to live in a house. What kind of house would I rather live in? A bad house or a good house? What kind of friends would I rather have? A bad friend or a good friend? Just you have to think above. Like you
Mhm.
can't look at what you're going through and say, "Yeah, I'm not gonna go so well." You got to look at your future. Like what kind of college am I gonna go through? Even though I'm going through this, am I still going to be able to see above them what I'm going through? Like my grandfather used to say, just because my house, just because I may not be rich or I may not have this kind of money, I don't always have to make it look like that in my house.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I may not I don't have to look how I like I don't know how you say it,
You don't
but
have to
I don't
look
have
like your circumstances.
yeah, I don't have to look like my circumstance. Like
Exactly.
even though
Exactly.
I in that even though like right now, like I was rushed for this interview. I
Right.
didn't know I had an interview today. Okay, but the way I'm speaking right now don't even look like I am rushing or
Right.
I rushed. So it's like you gotta think like you gotta look at your little self. Remember, your little self had a dream. Let's
Right.
say your little self had a dream to be an astronaut or a teacher or a robotic engineer. Okay, you want to achieve that. How are you going to achieve that? Are you going to write it in your notebook? Are you going to look at places that's going to take you there? Like, you have to like be so imaginative because I live with my imagination even though I'm 16, but I still have that little childhood in me to live in my imagination. Like
Right.
when I wake up in the morning, I wake up in my imagination as if I'm already living in my own house. Like the dream house that I'm living in. Like I dream of having a house with land and a tree house. So when I wake up, I live as if I'm in my house. You have to have that imagination where you can live like you can say, okay, I can do this. Even though I'm not here right now, I'm going to fight to get where I want to be. Even if my grades are low. Okay, my grades are low. What can I do to help myself? I can advocate for myself because I am my own advocate. You have
Mhm.
to you have to believe. You have to believe so you can see it. It's like and to keep going. And thank you. And not only that, it's like you have to believe like everything you see. Like Tiana said, dreams can't always come true. Dreams can come true, but it all depends on you. That's my favorite quote about Princess Tiana. She believed that she was going to be able to get her building. She believed it, even though all those crazy people called her crazy and all of it. But she had that dream to get in that restaurant. So she
Mhm.
through every just to get that where she wanted to be. So I even look at cartoons for my inspiration. Like, okay, Tiana got where she wanted to be. Moana got where she wanted to be. Okay, I'm a princess now. Now I have to believe that I'm gonna get to where I want to be.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Hmm. I agree.
Amazing.
I think you should be a motivational speaker for real. You're 16,
Yeah.
but at
Uh,
the same time, being 16, being your age, there's a lot of teens out there, especially teen girls,
Mhm.
that have that vision that you have, but don't have the support system or motivation to do what you're doing.
I
And the teen suicide rate is so high right now. I think if you touch one person, it's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And just be part of that movement to try to get the teen, and the younger generation to realize that they have what it takes to be a part of, a contributing part of society, and not
Absolutely.
have to let
it's
their
understand what you're
their
saying.
current situation dictate their future. It could always change, but they they the way that they're living right now, they feel like it's going to be like that the whole time, and they just feel like, what's the use,
Right.
but you didn't let your disability stop you. So it's like you're like the poster child of,
Older child. Yeah.
right, what could be your future, if you don't give up on yourself, you know.
Another thing I love about Jacqueline Queen, Manny, as you were sharing, is that she's, from what I'm hearing in just the short time that we've interviewed her here, I can tell that she doesn't let that negative or that negativity feed into her.
Right.
And I noticed that with a lot of the majority of the teams that I've encountered, they do dwell in that negative manifestation of, oh, what did he say, she say, etc. But nowadays it's like, who cares, because what happens after high school when you grow up, you're 9 times out of 10 you're not going to you're going to forget who that person was. But it can go one of two ways. It can either have a negative impact in your life or a positive impact in your life, where you can take that negativity and say, you know what? F it. I'm going to do something positive. That's what Jacqueline is doing. She's taking whatever it is that's coming her way, and she knows her purpose, which is amazing at an early age because
Right.
she has that support system, and she's pushing forward to bring that positivity into life and to her purpose fruition, right? And so that's why I encourage a lot of people listening in today. If you, one, don't know your purpose, two, don't dwell in that negativity. Do your best to think positive,
Right.
similar to what Jacqueline has shared with us today.
And I'm gonna spin this. Okay. So we're
Okay.
talking about the youth, right? And
Right.
how they're focusing and trying to help themselves get better. To the parents that are listening that aren't
Yeah.
motivating their children, you know, listen to this child. Like,
Right.
look at where she's at. Look at where she's been. I mean, we don't know her whole life, but you could tell that she's been through a lot because she has the disability and she fought through it. And not only that she fought through it, she had the support system. So be that support system for your children. Because when you had your children, you wanted better for them. What's the
Right.
difference now? You know what I'm saying? Why give up on your children? Why say, well, if I'm nowhere, they're not going to be nowhere. I'm just depressed, this, that, and the third. You can get positive energy from the things that you help grow around you. So
Right.
don't give up on your child just because your life isn't where it needs to be. Be
Mhm.
that support system for them so they could be a better person, so they won't have to deal with the same thing you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yes.
including of what you're saying, like you don't know what my life has been through. Like I've been through foster care and everything, but I
Hmm.
still had that dream to want to become something big.
Right.
Is even though like you're going through a rough time, like I know people are going through a rough time even right now because of the weather, but
Mm.
they have to like go through it to see where it's going to bring you. Like
Right.
God's not gonna just go make you go through something, and he's not just going to make you go through something and man you're not able to see what's going to happen like
Right.
next. Like
Hmm.
you think of it like, okay, I'm going through this right now, but what's going to happen next? Like when I get out of this issue, when I get out of this storm, where am I going to go next?
Right. Right. That's an awesome positive way of thinking. Not a lot of people think that way. When they're in that turmoil, when they're in that hole, they're like, that's all they think about is the negativity. But like, just your mentality is awesome. You thinking about positive stuff inside that negative bubble, and that's amazing.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely. So we have some amazing, amazing comments. So thank you all to those
Yeah.
tuning in, listening to us, supporting us. We really, really appreciate you. And we're going to take a quick break to go to our quick sponsors. So give us just a moment. We'll be right back. Sponsored by author Manny Morales. And next sponsor. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy en Día TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Sponsored by Collective Wear. Shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Jacqueline. Oh, Jackie, we lost you, it looks like.
Sorry.
So I'm going to take a quick sponsor break there, but I want to say thank you to all tuning in. We're approaching the end of the show already. We had such an amazing show. Jackie, we have to have you on. Is it? I see people call you Jackie on the comments, and it's Jacqueline. So which do you prefer?
It really don't matter at this point. Sometimes in school I get called Jackie. Sometimes in career wise I get called Jackie or Jacqueline. It honestly don't matter. Thank you, Miss Crystal. And
You're
thank you.
getting a lot of love, and this is
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it.
Getting a
Your
lot of
message
love.
is truly, truly
Trying to keep up.
positive.
Thank you.
Truly, truly positive message. And so, what is next for Jackie? Jackie Queen, Jacqueline Queen. What is next?
New York and Atlanta.
New York and Atlanta.
And possibly LA.
And possibly a little of LA. It's
Yeah.
New York, Atlanta. I don't know yet. sure, but Atlanta. Wait, no,
LA.
LA,
Los
LA,
Angeles.
LA, Los
And you
Angeles.
have about 17 publications.
Yes, 17 publications. Lots of shop.
Not only a mom, but an assistant as well. That is amazing.
17 publications. Wow. I will say this. I'm going to throw this out there for mom. I know we don't see you. You're off screen, but I would love to have you on ON
Yeah.
via TV to
Hey,
interview
look, we
you.
got to do a part 2 with mom on screen. I'm putting it out there. Mom, you're gonna have to get on screen. Straight up part 2. That's what we're gonna have to do.
I honestly think you'll be a great motivation, especially
Yes.
to a lot of parents that may have a similar situation and they don't know how to deal with it. How you learn how to deal with it, and what some of the food for thought suggestions, recommendations that you may have for those parents dealing with that. And it looks like we already have Christina saying yes. So Christina is definitely saying yes. Bring mom on.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm terrible. It's
Mama's hair
okay.
is like, she don't look that.
Oh well, look, we'll do a part 2 sometime in what we got April. We all booked out till April, so we'll have you back in April. We'll make sure you got your hair done there.
Okay.
Oh, so Christina's saying yes, bring mom on. Alma is saying yes, Miss Sandy, best mom manager ever. She works hard for her kids. Yes, that is beautiful. I love it. This is amazing. And so, any last minute words for the audience, the listeners of Hoy en Dia TV? Jacqueline.
Keep God first. He will guide you. He will never fail you. Even
Yeah.
though you may
Amen.
have a hard time, he will never fail you. Just listen to him and he will guide you.
Amen. Amen.
Also,
Beautiful.
other thought is my other words are, it's just to fight. Like, not physically, but like whatever you're going through, just fight. Don't stop just for anything. Like, I don't care if the world tells you you're probably ugly at one point. Say, I
Hmm.
don't care. I'm going to just keep going because I know who I'm going to be. Like, I know one day I'm going to be this model, or I know one day I'm going to be this author. Like, whatever you want to do, you have to believe in yourself. That's the only way you're going to make it. If you believe in yourself and stay humble, because when you stay humble, you're able to view how everything is going.
That
Thank
is
you.
amazing. That
Absolutely.
is amazing.
How can people find you? Do you have a social media page, website, Instagram, Facebook, etc.?
I have an Instagram and Facebook,
Instagram, Pink Queen.
Pink Queen _ world. And my Facebook is Jacqueline Queen.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Beautiful. Manny, any last minute words you want to share with the audience and listeners of OTV?
Yes, as usual. Never let the fear of failure overcome the righteousness of success. Um, don't let those people in your life get in the way of your dreams. Don't let yourself get in the way. Like Jacqueline said, envision yourself where you want to be. It's going to be a tough road. And you just have to trust the process. It's a process. It's a long process, and it's not going to be easy because nothing is easy. When you learn how to walk, it wasn't easy. You fell on your butt. You fell on your face, but you eventually learn how to walk. So don't give up. We didn't give up walking. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Author Manuel Morales, authormanuelmorales.com for the book. You could instant message me if you want an autograph copy, and I will definitely send it out to you. What about you, Yessie? Where can we find you, Mrs. Googleable?
Yes, Googleable. You said it. So, for those who want to know more of who Yessie Rodriguez is, thankfully, I have built my brand enough starting at an early age of 11 and 14, where you can just simply go on Google, Internet Explorer, or whatever it is that whatever your favorite internet browser is. Just type in my name, Yessie Rodriguez. It'll pull up everything about who I am, what I do, what I have done, etc., movies I've been in, modeling, etc. So, Jacqueline, you have something to say? Yeah.
I was going to say also, also find me on Google. I totally forgot about that. Like I have been so about that I totally forgot that you can also find me on Google. Like I was like, huh? But you can also on social media, Instagram and Facebook, and you can type in Jacqueline Sasha, that's Niman brand, or Jacqueline, or just type in the whole name and you find me.
Okay.
Okay,
That's cool.
awesome. Yes, definitely find her on Google. But yes, so for those who want to know more about me, definitely find me on Google. But want to say a big thank you to all the individuals who tuned in, listened to us, who support us, who follow us, our sponsors. Thank you so much. If you want to be on sponsor on Hoy en Dia TV, there is an email that is scrolling at the bottom, hoyendiatv@gmail.com. Hey, we can promote you. We can sponsor you. I mean, come on now. We can broadcast you so that you can be known worldwide because we are worldwide, especially we definitely have high influence in the European world too. So, hey, tune in. You can find us on Spotify, Samsung Music. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on RSS. We're on Deezer. And we're going to be more on more platforms. So we are growing beautifully. Thanks be to God. And that is the goal for Hoy en Dia TV, to positively motivate, inspire, influence, educate, and entertain you with each episode. And I know we have done that today with our amazing guest, Jacqueline Queen, who has shared her inspiring and remarkable story. And I'm just blessed to be here with you all. This is beautiful. So until next time, and hey, don't forget that the sky is never the limit because the galaxies, they are endless. Thanks for tuning in to Hoy en Dia TV.
Adios.
Until next time.